everybody, and welcome to Pickups video. It's March, the middle of March, and what have I got this time? I have got all Commodore 64, and there's various games for various parts of my collection. I tell a lie, I've just noticed there's one Amstrad I think in there, but yeah, they're all part, for my collections and subsets. So we'll get into them in a second. I've got here a bit of a concoction. Now I've got black cherry rum, Kraken black cherry rum, but I've also, instead of using Coke, we bought a pack of Tango cherry flavour. So I thought, why not? So as you can imagine, it's very cherryfied. It's lovely. Really impressed with that. That is the future. Tango cherry and rum. What have I been playing? Well, I just want to talk about one game that I've been playing recently. If you may not know, I haven't played Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, since November. Just fell out of love with it. I think I've mentioned it before, but they basically ruined the game with the new iteration of Black Ops 6 with the Omni movement. Yeah, they've just ruined it. Verdansk, the original Warzone map, returns in April. I think it's 3rd of April. So the reason I haven't deleted Warzone is I'm going to go back to Verdansk, give it a try. I'd love to think that it's going to, rejuvenate those memories. But I honestly believe that the Verdansk map, were a thing of its time. I think because it came out, just as we hit lockdown. And I think COD got lucky that it released it, at that time COVID struck, and everybody were playing COD at that time, playing Warzone, and that's when we, me and Joe, Brad, Joe Lad and Jordan, became the Wolf Pack. We were on every night and it were a lot of fun. A Scotty B as well. Missing out on old Scotty B. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna recapture how it was, not unless they surprise us all and they give us the original game mechanics back, which they're not gonna do. I know for a fact. I think they should do what Fortnite's done. I think Fortnite released the original map, and I'm assuming original ways of playing it. I don't think there's a build feature, and I think that's what Activision should do with Warzone. Take it back. They can still, surely they can still keep Black Ops 6 engine and what have you, and run the Modern Warfare engine alongside. I don't know. I'm not a coder or anything, but surely in this day and age they can run two side by side. My God, a lot of people have said this. They'd even pay to play the original Verdansk with the original mechanics. Anyway, so like I said, I've not played COD for that long. I played Black Ops 6, the campaign. Oh, what a nightmare. Started off alright, and then you go to this like bunker and there's zombies and monsters, and I'm like, fuck off. I don't want zombies, I don't want monsters, three-eyed dog monsters in COD. But it's a to me, COD should be a realistic simulator shooter. I turned it off and I didn't go back to it. Ridiculous. So I've been looking through games to play, and I've got a week left on to play Fist, which is what's being played at the moment by Club 52, and a lot of people are completing it. But I've seen what they've had to kind of go through, and with all these combo moves, and I don't know if I can get through it, because I just want simple game functions. I don't want to be doing combos to beat bosses and enemies. I can't play Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and them, because you need to do combos, and I can't do it. So I've got a fear now that I'm not going to enjoy the rest of that game. So I finally came across a game which I thought, this looks alright. Now, it's in on PlayStation Plus, though I did find the trial, I think, for it through PlayStation Plus maybe. It's called Deadside, and it's a first person shooter. It's a massive map, it's a really big map, and it's basically a survival kind of game. So you're running around this map, you've got to find items to craft, to create things. There's a building mechanic, but you need to find the right resources. You have to, obviously you've got to chop trees down to get wood, that kind of thing. There's buildings to go in and loot. You can find things like nails, to make a building, to make a base. You've got to find material to make sleeping bags, which becomes a save point. If you lay down a sleeping bag, you can respawn at that bag. You can put as many bags down as you want throughout the map. But yeah, and I'm really enjoying it. It's very much like DayZ. If you've not heard of DayZ, it was a game on PC. Originally started on PC, and it were I think the original game was Arma 3, which was probably a military type of game. But then somebody modded it and they created DayZ, which is basically, as what I've just said, a survival game, but it introduced zombies. There were zombies dotted around the map, so you had to contend with zombies as well as other players. On Deadside, there's no zombies. However, certain parts of the map, you've got AI soldiers, so you've got to take them out and hope that you don't get kind of third-partied by another player looking in at you trying to take them out. You can make friends. I did actually make a friend. He built a base, and he created two sides to it, and he actually let me use it. It came about because I'd run out of food. You've got a food counter, so you've got to keep stocking up on food. The water counter, again, you've got a drink, and then there's your health. And I was really low on food, and I was almost at the point of dying, and I came across this other player, and you can talk on the comms, and I says, I'm a friendly, please don't kill me, I just need some food. And that's how we kind of became friends in game. Unfortunately, he has got the capability to use comms on the headset, which I was doing, but he won't talking back, but he was typing on the PlayStation chat. So we've had to communicate through that, but that's a little bit slow and time consuming. Anyway, there's missions to do. There's helicopter crash sites. There's really good loot in those, but you've got AI to contend with. There's other things as well, like there'll be a parachute dropping a cargo drop, supply drop again. It's full of good stuff, but there's no AI around that, but you're up against other players. It's you've got to try and get to it first. You do spend a lot of time walking around. Vehicles are hard to come by. Usually it's motorbikes that are ready to drive around. I haven't actually driven a car or anything else yet. I just haven't come across any. I think you can repair vehicles, but again you need a lot of resources and stuff, batteries, wire, spark plugs, you know, and some of these items you don't really come across very often, or there's certain places that you will find them, but they're right at the other side of the map or something like that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's taking up a lot of my time at the moment. Finding it, I'll be honest, I'm finding it hard to come off that to play anything else at the moment. So yeah, that's Deadside. I'm really enjoying it. At least until Venance comes back. Maybe, you know, don't get me wrong, Venance may drag me back. It may captivate me enough to start playing Warzone again, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get on to the pickups. One pickup I must point out, and I forgot to bring it with me, it's at my lockup because I have been playing it at the Black Country Game Fair. Tootie gave me a cassette, a music cassette, and it's Deep Heat 5. And the Deep Heat, I remember, they're like a double cassette, and each side is basically just one long mix of different songs, dance, house music and all that. Like a Deep Heat 5, so obviously you know there were a series of them. I can't remember what they went up to. They may have even gone past Deep Heat 10. But yeah, I used to have them when I was younger. So when Stu gave me that one at the Black Country, yeah, I was chuffed to bits, and it's a cracking mix. So cheers for that, Stu. Might spurn me on here to get a subset, Stu, of collecting all the Deep Heats. That'd be nice. Speaking about the Black Country event, yeah, did all right. I did better than our Sam this time. Though she still did really well. But yeah, for us it was a better event. We had a table each this time, me and our Sam. Better lighting, a big massive lamp right behind us, like a lighthouse lamp, emitting plenty of light. So we were fine where we were. We were right next to Stu. We're on the corner next to Stu. Fob were across from Stu, and then Darren McGowan were at a right angle to Fob. Dana and Ant were opposite Stu and Darren and Fob. Eddie and Dylan were right next to stage. They were on stage side. So not as many people there as in people, you know, come in. I did see we did see Jim Cabana. Jim, had a little chat with Jim. Nice to see Jim come in. I'm sure Jim went last time. I'm sure he did, but I don't think I got much chance to talk to him. Mr. and Mrs. Bear, of course, they came. Claire fetched me my newly mended Philips CDI. I keep wanting to say 3DO. It's not 3DO, it's CDI. Philips CDI. I'm not very technical. Claire did explain to me what it was. Something about, I think it's a timekeeper clock, the battery that keeps the time. I think it's hard to get to apparently. But Mrs. Baird has basically, I think she's put it in a different place, so it's easier to get to and easier to change. Not sure if you have to mess about taking the main chip out or something like that. Stupid, but yeah, absolutely brilliant, fantastic work, Mrs. Bear. Thank you very much, and yeah, it'll go nicely back on the shelf. You never know, it might be played again. But it's just nice now knowing that it works. So anyway, what else did I say? Howard, 8-Bit H. Yeah. I think he won the Street Fighter tournament actually. But yeah, it was nice to have a good chat with Howard again. Pretty sure Howard was there last time as well. I think he entered the Street Fighter tournament last time. Probably didn't win over at the Sonic one, the Sonic Time trial. But yeah, I can't remember if there were anybody else. Apologies if I've forgotten you. But it was a few weeks ago now. Let's move on now to the pickups. We're knocking on a bit here. This is the Amstrad one, and it's part of the alternative software set. And this is Crazy Herbert. As you can imagine, it's a Q*bert clone. This isn't actually available on the Commodore 64 from alternative software, so not sure if this was released on the Spectrum as well, but I haven't seen it yet anyway. Crazy Herbert on the Amstrad. The rest is all Commodore 64. This next one, I didn't actually know existed. Well, this set even. What it is, it's GBH Gold. Now I own the full set of GBH, not the Gold, just GBH on the Commodore 64. I think there's about 7 or 8 titles in it. I'm telling a bit of a lie. I do own the full set, but Switchblade has a cover variant. It's in a box. I don't have that. It's on eBay, but it's at about £40 odd. I'm just reluctant to pay it. I've been watching it for a while now, and I keep hoping that it's gonna, get fed up with it just sitting there and might make me an offer. But as yet, the person selling it just hasn't made a single offer. So I'm just sitting on that one at the moment. But yeah, GBH Gold. It's weird, they're in these like Amiga style CD cases, disc cases. But it's, as you can see, it's Commodore 64 cassette. This is Ultimate Golf, by the way. 2 tapes. Instruction booklet. In decent condition. The box is a little bit flimsy, and I think on the top of it's split on one of the corners, but all in all it's not too bad. Never seen this before. I've never seen Ultimate Golf before. I mean the main one I used to play was Leaderboard, as Mr. Bear will know. I think he was a fan of Leaderboard as well. It was the best golf game on the Commodore, to be fair. But yeah, Ultimate Golf. You see, this is what made me think it was an Amiga title at first. We've got Amiga reviews here, but it's Commodore 64. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that they've released it on Amiga, because that feels like a sticker. So underneath, I'm betting that it's printed as Amiga, an Amiga actual box. But for the Commodore, they've just used the Amiga print, the Amiga boxes, and just stuck the Commodore label over the top and added the tapes. And like I said, that's why it threw me off a bit, because at first I thought, it's Amiga. But then I saw that label and I thought, GBH Gold on Commodore. There is another game. There's another GBH Gold game I've seen. Again, I'm watching it on eBay, hoping it's going to drop down in price. But as yet, nothing. We're moving on to the Kicks label now. So with Kicks, I've got different cover designs, and it's a shame they're not all uniform like Hit Squads, but they're not. I think there's 3 different types so far, so they all look slightly different on the spine. This is X Out, or as some people would say, Eddie, cross out. I've always said X Out. Yep, it's a side-scrolling shooter, I think. That's tight. The cassette's in the wrong way around. That cassette should be opposite way around. But anyway, yeah, X Out. I think it was a decent enough shooter. I've never played it, but yeah, that's as you can see, it's got like a red and blue spine. X Out. And then these other two, similar in spines, different colour, pink, like a pink cross hatch. This is 1943. Obviously an arcade conversion from the classic arcade game. Yeah, white cassettes. Yeah, and I also don't know what. I don't know if I've played 94. I'm pretty sure I have, but I just always immediately think of 1942 and how that plays. I think it's pretty similar, probably just different backgrounds and stuff. Next we've got Mission Elevator. I'm not sure if this is a cross between Mission Impossible or Elevator Action. I'll show you the screenshots. I probably won't be putting video over the top of this. I've reset my laptop because it just got too clunky, and trying to edit videos was an absolute nightmare. Even just overlaying video, like I'd usually show a bit of footage in the corner. My laptop just weren't able to handle it, along with the video that I'm recording now, and it just kept crashing. And bear in mind, if I forgot to save it, I was pretty much having to save it after everything I did. So I'd drag a bit of video in, or I'd splice a bit of video somewhere. Yeah, it just crashed. It would just crash in, and it would doing my head in. So I reset it. Now I had Vegas Home Studio, which obviously I lost because I reset my laptop back to factory settings, and I could not find it. I could find Vegas Professional, Vegas Pro, but I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that for some of that. I just do simple editing. So I came across a free one, CapCut. Don't know if anybody else uses it, but it seems really good. But I haven't actually edited anything on it. This will be the first video I've edited on it, and I need to get to Crips Week first before I start adding extra video on what have you. So we'll see how it goes with just one video, one timeline, maybe a bit of background music. We'll see. But yeah. So until then, I'm just doing this video. Anyway, these next lot are all part of Cult Software. If you remember me saying, they mainly do like simulations and management type of games. I've actually found out they do a little bit different. Now all these four were from a seller in Germany. They're from eBay. All four of them from the same guy in Germany. So I took the plunge because some of them were a little bit more than what I really wanted to pay, but he did actually knock me some off and refunded me some money for buying it as part of a bundle. So really appreciate that. The first one is Banger Racer. I think this still is a management kind of game, but I think you're just managing banger racing, you know, a team or whatever. Full graphical race, so there's a full race of it. Lap count, training costs, sponsors, bank account. Yeah, so it, you know, it is a simulation. It's, you know, and management. It's gonna be quite in depth, you know, considering. So that is Banger Racer. Next, Wembley Greyhounds. Never ever been bothered about greyhounds. There's actually a greyhound track a couple of miles away. Never once been to it, never been interested in it. I'm allergic to dogs. I can imagine it just being an absolute stinky, yeah, I might be wrong, but I can just imagine me wheezing and sneezing my way through watching some greyhounds run round a track chasing a pretend hare. But yeah, same with horse racing. I've never been bothered about horse racing neither. Again, it's a management kind of thing. Wembley Greyhounds. This one definitely is football management because it says it on the box. This is on the bench. So from the title, I'm assuming you're a substitute and you're going to try and make it big and make some kind of football superstar. As you can see there, football management, Cult Software. See, they don't really have a story. They just kind of tell you what features they have. So I've no idea what it involves. And lastly, this is what I mean about them kind of diverting away. Saying that, no, this could be. I thought it might just be a golf game, but I think it's a golf strategy game. So I am right. They just do simulations. This is actually Cult Software, but they've used their other name, D&H. It's exactly the same address. And the style of the front covers is exactly the same as well. But yeah, still is Cult Software, or part of Cult Software. So yeah, Masters of Strategy. I'm not sure if they were D&H to start with and then changed over to Cult, or if this was just more of a premium, you know, sideline. Sideline sounds shifty as hell, doesn't it? Like a, you know, more premium title range. My mind just blanks sometimes. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that is it. And I did actually, weirdly enough, record a pickups video other day. So there is some more, but I chose not to use it. Just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't happy with it. But I can't remember the games I got offhand. But one thing I did have, if you remember me getting that Rent-A-Ghost 3D printed logo, I got the Paperboy logo. I say logo, it's how the title's written, the Paperboy title. I got that one as well for another 3D printed thing on little stands. And I will show it when I do a lock-up tour. It is coming. I promise you, it is coming very soon. Just been really busy. Today I've spent most of the day building IKEA furniture. Do you know what? It didn't go too bad. I know sometimes it can be a real pain in the neck and these flat pack furniture, but it went reasonably well, so I was happy with that. But anyway, that is it. Oh, it is Rum and Retro Games time next Saturday, so if you want to join me, grab a drink. Doesn't have to be alcoholic, join me on the stream. You don't have to be on long. Don't expect people to be on hours. You can just come on 10 minutes, say hello, discuss a little bit, tell me what you've been playing, anything. Just join and get involved. Failing that, just join in chat, excuse me, in comments, and yeah, we'll have a bit of fun as we usually do. I always say it's going to be about how long, and it ends up 3 hours. Supping rum. Get that a go. Tango cherry and cherry rum. Anyway, until the next one, thank you everyone for watching, and see you later.